Have you ever felt something so strongly that you assumed the feeling itself had to be telling you the truth? You feel angry, which means someone disrespected you. You feel jealous, and that means someone took something from you. And you feel anxious, so something must be wrong. Or you hurt, so someone did something unforgivable to you. However, what if your emotions isn't telling you what happened? What if it's telling you the story you created about what happened? Perhaps your emotions aren't the problem. Maybe they're protecting something you believe about yourself. Emotion doesn't necessarily equal the story. So what I'm not trying to say emotions are irrational or the feeling isn't real. I'm saying the interpretation can be wrong. For example, someone doesn't respond to your text. And the fact is, they didn't reply. Everything else after that is an interpretation. Um, so the story you make up afterwards, they don't care. I said something wrong. They're losing interest, or everyone leaves. We stop reacting to events and instead we react to the story. And our mind turns stories into reality. Then a question arises: why does the mind need the story? Because uncertainty is uncomfortable. Your mind would rather prefer a painful explanation over no explanation at all. So think I'm good enough versus I don't know why they rejected me. Certainty gives control. The story that hurts you can also give you control. But what story is this emotion protecting? I made the example of anger. Anger means I need to be respected. But the deeper meaning is if I'm wrong, maybe I'm not who I thought I was. Anger is now used to protect your identity. And jealousy can be used as an example as well. If they choose someone else, what does that say about my worth? Suddenly, jealousy isn't just about them, it's now about you. And that's the dangerous part. Rejection now equals I'm unwanted. Criticism equals I'm never good enough. Betrayal, people can't be trusted. Failure now means that I am a failure. The story becomes familiar. Eventually, experiencing you stop experiencing it as a story, and you now experience it as yourself. Now you're not defending an event, you're now defending an identity. So the question now arises: how do I get rid of this feeling? Instead, ask yourself, why am I feeling this? What am I believing right now? What story about myself would have to be true for this emotion to make sense? And this is where the paradox now comes in. What if the emotion you're trying to escape is preserving the version of yourself you're afraid to question? Sometimes you don't want the emotion to disappear. You want the story underneath it to remain true. Changing the story means changing how you see yourself. And that's much scarier. So, in conclusion, I want to say that emotions aren't your enemy, they're signals. And a signal isn't a verdict. Feeling rejected doesn't mean you're unworthy. Feeling anxious doesn't equal danger. Feeling jealousy doesn't mean betrayal. Feeling like a failure doesn't equal being a failure. The emotion is real, but the story deserves to be questioned. What story are you protecting? Maybe the emotion isn't asking you to change how you feel. Maybe it's asking you to question what you believe.